and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there, neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
It is a fine thing.
Suppose I ought to number on my shoulders.
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't worry about tending to the place. That's a right shame. I'm as good as... Not sure what they expect. I'm no cook, am I? You're in luck, friend. I've yet to... So, how about it? Would you care to... Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can.
Indeed, you are correct. We must rest, though the sun is still up.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
A new day, a new perspective. Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace.
Not good. What kind of this?
In every age, when the Arisen fells the dragon and saves the land, they ascend to the throne as sovereign. Hence, pawns are treated with respect, as a matter of course here in Vermont, for their peerless loyalty to the Arisen. Not to mention, they are skilled combatants, willing to brave any foe or peril upon command. 'Tis clear their concept of life and death differs crucially from our own. No morsel can match their dedication.
Oi there, friend! Care to help a fellow out? All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melv again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry for the safety of the carts. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melv. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my faith in you. Now, the carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see? In case it encounters any monsters out on the road. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard, then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Let us see this delivered swiftly and intact.
Work done gracelessly is work done.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
Lost track of time. This place is too
Good day to you.
Mayhap this ladder is here for...
This ox cart's bound for Melv. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
It's been a hard day. To polish up our gear for a while.
Off we trot.
See myself having a kid. Hereabouts.
Lots to do, and precious. How dare
Ah, here we are. The ox cart made it without too much trouble.
Damn dragon. Hurry, everyone! Get yourselves to safety!
You go with them. I'll fell that thing myself. There you are.
Well done. Let my magic grant you an elemental.
The beast is the bell simplest. Avoid it at all costs.
Beware, what is amiss? Your most priority is to douse those flames. It's a foe worthy of caution. Not save our best will do.
Now? Quickly, Arithur. You must regain your footing.
active creature by all appearances. We could easily redirect its focus with our attacks.
Understood.
Let our foes cower before lightning. Keep a measured distance and observe our foe before you strike.
Show yourself! 'Twas a lesson in determination. Somehow I knew you'd come. You have my gratitude as well, sir.
Ulrika, glad I am to see you unharmed. You must return to the village. Everyone is concerned for you.
Forgive me. I'd best go. But I shan't forget this. Thank you. Truly.
That wasn't the dragon, but a poor imitation of it. No wonder I feel so hollow. Sigurd, you're the current Arisen, aren't you? I pray you do not walk the same path as I have. 'Tis a style all my own. A patchwork of techniques, honed for the sole purpose of slaying the dragon.
Let me get that.
Wasn't sure we'd survive that, but here we are. My thanks for your efforts. Aye, what can I do for you? Ah, a letter from Lady Margaret, you say? It is a fair way you've come, then. My thanks. She's a kindly sort, I must say. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season. A firm resolve has taken root in my heart since we met. I may be past my prime as a fighter, but I can still teach. And if anyone can master this technique, 'tis you. Go on, humor an old man.
Come, I'll lead the way.
This journey will be a long one.
Apologies, but I can't offer you a ride, sir.
A long road lies ahead. 'Twould behoove us to employ an ox cart, if you'll pardon the expression.
True enough.
This ox cart's bound for Burnworth. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I always draw the short straw.
As a matter of fact, oft do we call on you to carry the burdens we cannot. I must thank you. Your toil keeps me light on my feet.
This place is too town to be too far.
It is my duty to find you.
We've arrived.
Ah, you've returned. How did you fare? Splendid! You've been an immense help. I'm not the cart reached its destination, safe and sound.
Ox carts seem a convenient choice for longer journeys. I see no harm in making use of them as needed, Master.
Right you are.
take it easy today. Look at the crowd.
Greetings. Welcome to the Guild Hall. Here, we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocation. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say the word.
Always a pleasure.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
I do like it here, but it can get very dull.
No respect for their rules.
Lots to do. Precious.
Tell is, Vermund was once a beastren kingdom.
Our task cannot be completed, as we lack aught we need.
What about... Well met! You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to...
We must rest, though the sun is...
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Oh-ho! You have procured an archer staff, I see. Most excellent. You may now change your vocation to sorcerer, if it pleases you, sir. However, if you wish to register as a warrior instead, you will need to acquire a greatsword. Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Marvelous! You have acquired both an archer staff and a greatsword. You may now change your vocation as desired, sir. What's more, I bear glad tidings. 'Twould seem our arms shortage is at an end. I dare say the armor... Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to... assist you.
Always a pleasure.
When does my watch end?
Just about had it.
Over here, if you please.
My blood boy. Got nothing to fear if I keep my wits about me.
We have arrived.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, Mayhap you've grown just as far. I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I... Well, friend, what say you? Sorry I am to hear it.
'Tis the dream of many to own a home, Master. Shall we gather the requisite funds to make it our own?
Right you are.
I'd fain sell you this home of mine, if you'd be... Only don't ask me to lower the price any further. Much obliged, friend. I hope you're as pleased... Suppose I'd best be off. I've my own home to get to. I hope you'll be happy here, friend. Farewell.
Over here, if you would.
Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
Why's my luck so no wrong? Want some in a real battle? I'll prove my worth. Well met, Sid.
I've got the sharpest ears in town.
Working this field all
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
Waiting on
Here we are. It seems... We must part ways for the time being.
We shall remain here.
You are the Arisen, yes? Follow me!
Mayhap I'll come here when I'm updating myself.
I've been here so long.
This sort of quiet means all's well.
At least my back's not acting up today.
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty. Preparation is key. I up my training regime.
Would that all my days were so tranquil. Such quietude is a blessing. I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir. Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Sven, where have you been?
Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my head.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out for this
Would that such peace?
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
It is quiet about it.
Won't someone do aught about this?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find. We found a chest. Let us examine what it has to offer.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
Pray it all comes good in the end.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able— You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
Queen Regent Deeza appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to Your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deeza demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, He now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that Your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated.
Gather round, gather round.
Got to press on. There's much needs doing.
I might nod off if I'm not careful.
I've come tiring enough now. This is a place to forget one's troubles.
Well met, sir.
Always another errand to see to.
At least here I can let down my hair.
See.
Something good will come up today. I just know.
I've been on my feet all day.
It's a thankless job,
My legs
this.
are as lead.
What should I do? What should I do?
Am I shedding? Must be my winter coat broken.
I don't know what to do.
What to make of this?
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Hope 'tisn't fleas.
Alms, alms for the poor. Pray grant those.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
I've got to make room for my next shipment. This year's crops aren't faring so well.
Isn't there
Not
anything
my
to do
kind of
round
place,
here?
this.
All this worrying's given me a
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Still watching me. I swear it.
I'm tired.
This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths.
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city, I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer.
Such quietude is a blessing.
No sense straining myself. Just got to do what I can.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm quite happy with this work.
All the best tales come from travelers at the inn.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow. Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Use a bit of peace and quiet.
Too many people.
We're 2-0.
I could try all I might. I can't get a sight of my skin.
Won't someone do aught about this?
What am I to do with myself?
'Tis quiet about.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure, sir. Have we some business I'm unaware of? You mean to tell me that Albert has been playing the part of a beggar? That man who would sooner starve to death than lift a finger in the pursuit of honest labor? If this is a jest, it is in very poor taste. All the same, I shall test the truth of your accusation, and who better to make it plain for us than Albert himself? I will place these clothes somewhere about the house. If he has aught to hide, his reaction when he finds them will doubtless be very telling. You may visit us again in a few days' time. Fear not, I have no intention of causing a fuss.
Always a fresh breeze blowing round here.
Ah, good to see you. Those garments you gave me had a marked effect. Albert set off to work the moment he saw them, and he's been working steadily e'er since. I ne'er thought I'd see the day. To be frank, I've not the slightest interest in the man, but he can surely benefit this city much more by performing an honest duty than by begging on the streets. In short, you've done us all a service. Pray, allow me to show my appreciation.
So, now the man is in his rightful station. Yet I cannot but wonder whether 'tis where he truly belongs.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
We've been entrusted with a task. Let us approach it with all due care.
would seem we've a need to visit the palace.
Interested in my wares?
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
We shall await you here, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captive, follow me!
Water goes awry.
I've got to focus. The shift's only just begun.
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the prey, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the Minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere.
Do you recall that package from the tower delivered to Minister's chambers last week? Well,
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother. don't recognize you. Guard, seize the intruder.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it.
I swear I've not blinked once in the last hour. I've trained fast. I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
The only person I believe in is myself.
You are the place.
Seems my feet always lead me here.
Very gentle scratch on my...
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Quite the predicament.
Time to find me a mark.
Look, as long as you please.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilt between Vermund and his neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it? And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
You! Need anything?
'Tis a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
Ah, excellent find.
You!
My, I'm trapped like a rat in a cage. This Arisen's both shrewd and fleet of foot. Ah, 'tis obvious, no? I am an agent, of a sort. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over, now you found me out. So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further. Understandable. Still, no harm in asking, was there? Let's get this over with then.
You there! Halt!
Shit! We're in for it now.
With all likelihood, he is an agent dispatched from Batal. Pray, let us handle the rest. We will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then.
Yes, sir!
Ugh.
This isn't worth my time.
The rules at your next time.
As a reward for your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that your Majesty return once you've procured such attire. There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty, we will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then. Is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Pray, make use of the key I gave you to enter the palace dungeons, your Majesty. Is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so before we depart. Very well. Pray inform me, is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.